Steve Dangle Podcast. Powered by Sports Interaction. Wanna bet?
Steve the Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
All right, I want to bring you in on something that happened last episode. Steve decided that he wanted to go viral. And not many people just get to say, I'm going viral now.
Just decided.
But you've got to catch you up. Jesse sent me a video that he knew was incendiary. Right, Jesse?
Yeah.
And the video
was on the front page of Reddit yesterday.
It was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was on the New York Post as well.
Oh, great.
Basically, the guy leads the video with saying, if you don't have a Lambo at 24, you're a failure.
Sebastian G. Yeah, and then
Now,
Sebastian A is his friend.
Now, this set off a 20-minute conversation about this, at the end of which Steve said, I can do that. So I'm going to play for you just a little bit of the video, a little bit of Steve saying, I can do that, and then obviously the TikTok that Jesse made so beautifully. Here we are.
Can you do another NHL one?
Bring this on TikTok.
Turn these out and do not explain them.
Your camera.
Okay, no context, Steve here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Igor Shesterkin is one of the worst goaltenders in the NHL. He's one of the most underrated goaltenders in the NHL. The Rangers are exciting. They're electric. And game after game, they prop this guy up. Anybody could be a great goalie for the Rangers. Anybody. He's just taken over for Henrik Lundqvist. Igor Shesterkin getting the Vezina was the worst trophy awarding ever in the history of hockey.
Okay. So the the conversation around that was amazing. But we did do one thing wrong.
What?
We did one thing wrong.
What we do?
Because, and I don't think we could have known beforehand that this would be the one wrong thing.
Okay.
There were people in the comments, good people listening to the show,
Yes.
correcting those who were legitimately pissed off.
Oh.
And you were saying, there were some people that got it and were like, no, I'm jumping on board on this. I fully co-sign, like, Shesterkin sucks. And and got behind the joke. But I think there were people who were like, wanted to defend what shred of honor and credibility that this show might have. And I appreciate that. But if we're going to do this again and we're going to do it the right way, we're not doing it today, but if we ever do this again, the thing that we have to remember is if you're listening to this and you're commenting, you can't say it's satire. You can't say it's parody. You got to be like, you got to act like you're a crypto bro and you're right on board with this.
You're in on the bit.
Right.
In on the bit.
And
don't go bothering anyone.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Don't reply and be like, you're fucking stupid. No. Just be the bit.
Just be like, wow, Steve, I've always felt the same way. That's
so
all you need
true.
to do. Be
hands up emoji.
Can I read one comment from one of our social media managers, Jamie?
I love
Miss Yams.
Oh man, she made me laugh.
So like this comment, this is a comment of what you're talking about, Adam.
Yes.
You want people who are joining in on the satire. So this one said, it was from Matt Holmes 6652. They said, I can't believe Steve is resorting to this level just to get clicks. He's changed so much since he got his Lambo. Like, that's good.
That is good. I read that one.
That was great. That's
great. Man.
You are now joining in on the bit.
Yeah.
Also, poor Yams and Robert.
Yeah.
Like,
having to deal with that.
We work but also like we work really hard on this, and that's what went viral.
Right. Right. And I'm just gonna pull it up right now. Because I wanted to check and see the next morning, how the TikTok looked, because Jesse took it home and made it with the video game underneath it. And I wanted,
by the way,
it was perfect. And Jesse, you actually taught me something, but I was like, okay, how many views do I think this gets by the morning? And TikTok views are like crazy high, because if you watch for a second, it counts as a view.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 5,000. I wake up at 5 a.m. It's at 15.7 thousand. By 9 a.m., it's over 20,000. Or right now, we're at 43,000 views.
It's not hard.
2,500 likes.
It's not hard.
And if you repeat that same strategy, incendiary comment, complete bullshit to back it up, 30-second podcast clip.
Yep.
Then you're Jordan Peterson.
Then then you can build a successful TikTok account. I mean, there's other ways to do it, but that's one way to get your podcast out there and sell your shitty product.
He's fascinating, just because, like, someone showed me a quote of his, like, about kids, And I was like, the thesis is simply raise your kids properly. I could have told you that.
Right.
Well, if you raise them properly and they get confidence and then they're...
Man.
No, they'll be confident
That's
adults.
borderline Kermit.
Yeah.
You just
Well, so
Jordan Peterson, Ray Romano, Kermit the Frog, all in the same room. Yeah.
and if they're doing a podcast, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart if you're listening.
No.
So all that said, first off, I want to say thank you to everybody that went on. The one thing, Jesse, that you taught me in the last episode, which I did not know, I couldn't figure out why all these fucking TikToks were coming out with video game shit underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's because it's to keep your eyes on the video.
Yeah, because you're watching something, right?
So you'd get bored watching people. So you're watching the video game and listening to the people.
Yeah,
We
I
are
guess.
broken.
Oh yeah,
We are
It's all fun.
shattered and broken. Oh my God.
It's amazing.
And I can't wait to do it again.
Those Reddit ones are always so funny.
Oh.
Where it's like, hey, here's a Mario game or whatever playing in the background, just things on a top thread in a Reddit thread.
A lot of those, the top thread, Reddit, and replies are all auto-generated.
Yeah, those are done by AI.
There are computer programs that you can do that, and people are building TikTok accounts. But
Funny, I saw a TikTok about a guy explaining how to do that.
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so you do that, and let's say your TikTok account gets to 1 million followers. Wow, 1 million followers.
Wow.
With a bunch of Reddit-generated comments.
Mhm.
Then what?
You can monetize.
Can you
it.
monetize
Yeah,
that?
if you're reaching that amount of people, I guess you could throw an affiliate link in something. If you get a couple thousand people to click it, you'll make some money.
Okay,
I don't know.
You know,
I wondered about that.
I don't know. My thesis last show was this shit is not difficult. Where the guys are just like, if you're in your 20s, you don't have a Lamborghini.
And then the other video, and I went back and watched it last night because I'm like, I feel like there's shit I forgot. There's one video where they say like, yeah, like what's 150 grand to me? I just spent it on a car. So, I gave it to you and I trusted you. And then it was so weird because it feels a little bit like a cult. These guys are selling the male version. I wouldn't even call it the male version.
LuLaRoe.
It's LuLaRoe. It's Emma every, hey boss girl.
Yeah.
It's literally the guy version of that. And they're selling these courses on drop shipping, which I hear you can make money at, but I don't really know anymore because there's so many people in the space going, I could teach you. And it's funny just watching when I went through and read their comments, and you guys were absolutely bang on the money when you were like, I would be worried if I was 16 years old, I would say these guys make a really good point.
Yeah.
oh,
And because the only thing you care about when you're like in your early 20s, honestly, or at least the only thing I cared about was like, man, I really like to drive a cool car and I'd like to have a girlfriend.
Well, dude, you're 16.
A Lambo, I think might get me that.
At 16, you look at a 24-year-old like they could, like they're a congressman.
You think people
you
are
know-
so old?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do. You
I
do.
remember not even like 24. Like when you're in grade 9 and you see the grade 12s,
They're huge.
You're like, oh, that's a huge adult. That's an old person.
They look bigger than
and
your
you never
parents.
think you're gonna get that age. You know,
I remember in the 3rd grade, I saw 2 8th graders fighting, and it was on the field. And the sound they made, like hitting the ground, like it's like 2 bull elephants fighting. You cannot believe there are people in this world that big. And looking back, they were probably 13.
Also, just Sebastian and Sebastian, they don't make that money in a month. Just so
Do we know
everybody
that?
knows.
Do we actually know that?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I came on here and said I was fabulously wealthy, how believable would that be? Because I'm not. I mean, there is the celebritybirthdays.com that says I'm worth like 18 million bucks.
Congrats.
I'd be lucky to be worth 1/18 of that, and I'm not even that.
You know
not
what?
even 1/36.
You know what people who make $1 million in a month do? They don't sell drop shipping courses.
Do they host podcasts?
Probably not.
Probably not,
Nah.
unless that's how they made their money.
Yeah, unless you're like that's your job.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But-
Like, it's just the entire swath of the population that took all the wrong lessons from Wolf of Wall Street. Like, the real Jordan Belfort is big on TikTok, and I'm like, you shouldn't get to be this. I don't get it.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, it was just like, there is no justice. And then here he is in real life. There is no justice.
Right. The only justice, I think, was that he was supposed to pay all that money back, but
How?
I don't know.
If you don't have it, you don't have it.
We should have a competition. We should each do one next time, and then whoever gets the most views wins.
Oh.
And we'll have a prize or something, or whoever gets the least
Okay,
amount of
I
views
got
gets
one.
Whoever gets the least amount of views gets a punishment.
Oh.
Shit. I'm
Instead
screwed.
of
I'm
rewarding
screwed.
the victor.
I'm screwed.
You know?
I
screwed.
know what I'm saying, like for the next
For the next one?
experiment,
Yeah.
and none you guys are
No,
not beating me.
we can
really?
Absolutely not.
I think I can beat you.
Oh, okay. I see. We got it.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm like, no, because you know what I got last year that went viral that wasn't really supposed to, because I actually believed it was that the Connor McDavid versus Austin Matthews, and I said right now Austin Matthews is the best player in the NHL, and it's because Connor was on a cold streak, Austin was on his way to 60 goals, and for that 4-week stretch, Austin was the better player. And
Adam's gonna lose.
And people were mad.
Adam's gonna do
Big
something
mad.
that's defendable. That's reasonable.
No.
I got one.
Oh.
I got one. Are we doing it?
No,
Should we
not
do it?
not today.
We'll save it. We'll save it.
Not today.
Not today.
Because here's the thing. We got Bachelor Bios later today.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Which you got to get excited about. But first,
we'll save it for a good day.
the Leafs are taking on the Jesse Blake New York Rangers. I believe he's bought the sponsorship. They're no longer the New York Rangers. They're Jesse Blake's New York Rangers.
Exactly.
Home of Shitty Shishturkin, which is his new TikTok name.
It's terrible.
Terrible. What a terrible Vezina that he won.
Third stringer on most teams.
But the thing that's starting to really heat up, I mean, the Leafs and Rangers, cool. The game hasn't happened yet.
No.
The thing that has really started to heat up, obviously, is the trade rumors around the NHL.
Yes.
Oh, so we're not touching on Leafs and Rangers because there's an important thing that
okay.
that we
can
have
do
to
that.
talk about.
We can do that.
Because Steve Dangle, you're going to the game, right?
I am planning on it. Oh, Jesse,
He thinks he
you
might not get
bastard.
there.
You bastard.
What? No, you have no idea what I'm referencing.
Yeah, I do.
No, you
Yeah, I
don't.
do.
No,
What
you
is
don't.
it?
No,
What do you gotta say?
Steve, you're going to the game, right?
That is the plan.
I have a Mia Copa for you.
I don't know.
What's a mea culpa?
Who is that? She did a song with Ariana Grande.
That's right. Also, Jesse, if you can turn on my headphones again, I apologize. I just
Steve Dangle.
What is that?
I'm holding in my hand a gift for you.
I'm not wearing that.
I just want to know if you can put it on for at any moment today. Open it up.
What?
For anybody listening,
whoa,
I've pulled out a New York Rangers jersey.
whoa.
This
It
better
is
not
for-
be.
Gorgeous
It
too.
is for Steve Dangle.
Does it say Dangle on it?
Hulkamania,
there's a big hole here. You didn't have to
Oh,
rip
I
it.
didn't even see it.
On the back, if you'll take a look, is somebody you've talked about previously.
Leech.
Brian Leach. Oh.
It's a Brian Leach number 2 vintage New York Rangers jersey.
Whoa.
I like that. That's
Can
pretty
you
cool.
put it on
Gorgeous.
No,
for any moment of tonight's game at Scotiabank Arena?
absolutely not.
Why not?
Because why would I? Thanks for the gift. Here, Adam. Can you put this over there?
Half a moment. Half a moment. You can't put it on. Can you put it on for the show?
Who am I, Jesse Pollock?
Can you put it on for the show?
I can put it on for the
put it
show.
on for the show.
If the Rangers win tonight,
Yeah.
can you put it on while you leave the arena?
That's a good one.
Let's do that.
I like that. Now, who's going to carry it in?
You just put it in your hand. Just hold it.
Or a
Yeah,
bag?
a little bag, a little tote bag.
Man. Oh, man.
Can you do that for me at least? Because then,
This is going to get confiscated. They're going to be like,
person-
you're going to throw this on the ice, aren't you?
We know who you're going with, and he has to film it. He has to film it. He has to film you leaving with a Rangers jersey on. Oh, I love that, Jesse. Nice troll.
That is a handsome jersey, though.
if the Rangers win, you'll wear it leaving the arena.
They have a clean jersey.
Oh, it's the best jersey. It's one of the best
Such a
jerseys in
great
hockey.
jersey.
Extremely good.
And it's very like it's got the America colors and
Yep.
like it's just
It's so classic.
Oh.
Like it'll never go out of style.
And no NHL badge at the collar because it's old, you see. Oh, love that.
okay,
you
Jesse,
for buying me a
if
gag
I can grab those headphones again, I'm sorry. It's that they're way hot. They're white hot.
Oh, they're too hot.
Yeah, they're way too hot. I want to go down.
that you?
Yeah,
Clean out your ears.
I don't know. Is it testing?
No, those are mine.
No, those
And
are
now I
Steve's.
can't hear anything.
Testing.
Ah.
That's me. A little higher. That's perfect. Aha. Okay, so I want to ask
too
you
quiet
guys
now.
honest thoughts. A little higher for me too, if we can. Sorry.
Oh my god!
I know. We should have done this
This
beforehand.
before the show.
Okay. I want to ask you guys before we get into trade rumor stuff. I mean, the Islanders game, that was the game that we wanted them to play against Montreal.
You know, it's funny as I can barely hear myself. I feel like I'm sorry. I can't.
Is it loud enough?
My headphones. Jeez.
There you go.
Knee down a little bit more. Thank you.
Oh my God. You guys also swapped headphones at some point because Adam, you used to be on mix A because it made sense. So yeah, you guys have the wrong headphones.
So here's the thing.
I went to the ear, nose, and throat, and I can actually hear thoughts.
When you guys,
sorry.
it's normally fine, but when either of you yell, it's a screech, and it just busts my ears. So
How
that's
do you
why
hear
I want
anything?
to bring it down.
Like,
How do
you
I
should
hear
be
it?
deaf by now.
I should be with the two of you, honestly. So anyway,
is everything good?
yes, everything seems to be okay.
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 Your headphones aren't even on.
They're on. Sorry.
Whenever you do
There
that,
are
I know
times
you're
where I take
serious.
them off because I'm like, my ears are hurting.
Yeah, because you just spent 4 hours on the radio.
That's also
listening to
true.
Loud pop music.
Bit of a sensey boy.
You should have cauliflower ear like Khabib.
I should.
We haven't gotten to any topic.
Yes, we have. We talked about TikTok, bro.
The Islanders.
Islanders game.
Okay.
I felt so. What were you going to say about the? Because I felt like that's the game we wanted against Montreal. We got one period of it.
Yeah, well, I think in both games you gave a full 40. The Islanders, I think the difference is it's not that strange that the Islanders outplayed the Leafs for one period, whereas if you get outplayed by Montreal in a period, it shouldn't be the way that it was in the second.
Especially a Montreal team that's playing shorthanded with one less forward and half of the Laval Rocket.
Yeah.
Laval Rocket, that's the team name, right? I got
Rocket.
that. Rocket.
Laval
Yeah.
Rockets.
It should have been a better performance by the Leafs, and they always seem to fail to get up for those games.
Yes.
It gave me it broke my brain. I don't care. The Montreal series, it gave me flashbacks to game 5 where the Habs came out like a bat out of hell. And I was like, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? This is the best 5 minutes they've played against the Leafs. And then it was 10, and then it was 20, and then it was, I don't think they're going to win, actually. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of went like that. Third period, you leave it to chance.
Yep.
Sometimes you get stoned by a goalie. What I really liked in the Islanders game is, man, they freaking tore Ilya Sorokin up.
Yeah. And he's one of the best goalies in the league.
And like a dynamite decor, potentially a player on that team who could be a Leaf in short order.
Who's that?
There's a pocket of the fandom that really wants Scott Mayfield. And I think
but you think Lou Lamoriello's giving that guy up easy?
Yeah,
you know who you're dealing with,
well,
right?
not just that. Like, I just have a hard time believing the Islanders and Leafs are going to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think there might be some hurt feelings there or something.
I think hurt egos.
Oh, hurt egos for sure.
I think that Lou thought he had done a good enough job to stick around in Toronto. And if you look at his record, he had, but Brendan Shanahan brought him in and said, listen, this is the deal. You're going to mentor this guy for 3 years, and then you're going to retire, and he's going to take over. And then Lou was like, but I'm not ready to retire at the end of it, which you can't blame him for. And he's done some amazing work on the island since then, like the new arena and the two conference finals in a row, and all the things that they've done. I do think there's a bit of a rivalry between Dubas and Lamoriello, and it's just by virtue of the fact that they're different personalities, and one's got the Leafs job and the other doesn't, and is doing a great job with the Islanders. It has nothing to do. I'm not poo-pooing the New York Islanders at all when I say that.
Although
it was a job he had that he could no longer have.
They're the coldest team in the league, I'm pretty sure.
They are.
Yeah.
Two wins in their last 12.
And they really lacked high-end scoring. Like, you can see it. They just struggled to score.
I don't think Lou values it. Like, I don't think... I honestly don't. And if you look at the way... I mean, Ilya Kovalchuk aside...
Yeah.
Like, he always has his one guy.
Well, and look how that went.
Well, yeah. But you look at the Devils teams that won. First off, it's the dead puck era, right?
It's offense is his third priority.
Yeah, dead puck era. He had great goaltending and great defense. You could hit a guy in the head with a shoulder and knock him out. So you didn't, the highest scoring player on the other team was going to get a concussion. So with Scott Stevens on the ice. So at a certain point, you have to every GM's going to have biases. Lou won the cup with Bobby Holik as his leading scorer with like 60 points. Yeah, I think he doesn't value that. But what we're seeing in today's NHL is that your top scoring guys, your Anders Lees, your Josh Baileys, your Barzals are going to need a little more support.
Mm-hmm. Right. And the way they're kind of building their support is through the guys who aren't scorers, because fantasy teaches
you out there.
Fantasy teaches you so many little things about minutia that's going on and around the league that doesn't really matter until it kind of matters. And if you want to boost your hit stats, you grab a New York Islander. It's one hits are counted funny if you have the in-arena guy who's just a homer and he's giving hits and you actually go back and watch the tape and you're like, that's not a hit. But right now in the top 30 in the hits stats in the league, there's 4 New York Islanders.
Stop it.
Matt Martin is up there in third. He has 100 and 82 hits on the season, and it's just this team. They're trying to pound you to the ground, and it hasn't really been working.
So it's
they don't have the scoring to support it. But yeah,
182. Matt Martin made hard body contact that separated his opponent from the puck. Yeah. Okay.
182 times. But like,
so he does that like 3-4 times a game.
it gives you an idea of the team they're trying to build just through like knowing in fantasy. If you want hit stats that week, go get a New York Islander.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and Islanders fans wanted me to do an If I Were You segment, and I gave it a shot. But they're the most difficult team to read. And it's not because Lou Lamoriello is the GM. It's because even at their best, they weren't like an elite regular season team. They were good. They were very good. Obviously good enough to make the playoffs. And then the playoffs came and they would just engulf you.
Yes. No question.
They're in real danger of missing the playoffs here.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. They missed last year?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yep.
Yeah, but that one, though, was a little bit more explainable because we're like, well, they started with that huge road trip and then they had a really strong second half. And you're like, okay, next year they're going to, nope.
Because they didn't do anything to the team from last year to this year. They just, I think Lou just kind of assumed that they would be better, and they haven't really been better.
Trying to think of the moves they made.
Well, okay, so they
Can't even really think.
I mean, they've brought
They
in
didn't
like
make many moves.
they didn't, and I think Gaudreau was going to be the one, and I also think JT Miller, that deal was going to happen, and then it leaked.
Gaudreau apparently wasn't even called.
Yeah,
Remember he said that because he was getting booed and he's like, I didn't even get a call. What are you talking about?
right.
Or was that the Islanders or the Devils? It was one of those Metro teams.
No, I think that's a good question. I don't remember now.
I can tell you right now, signings from July through October, like the big deal, you get down you do the Barzal deal, but like sign Shoshnikov.
It was gone.
Corey Schneider in the door.
It was their third.
Noah Dobson, Romanov,
Extension.
Kiefer Bellows.
That's a trade.
Aho,
Extension.
the other
Extension.
Aho.
Yeah.
Like those are
all extensions, which are very important.
It. Like there's no real highlights from July through August.
You named two acquisitions, like Romanov and Soshnikov, and one of them's gone.
I have to say too that
Also, they gave up a first round pick for Romanov.
Really?
That's a lot.
There was a first round for that draft to Montreal in exchange for Romanov and a fourth.
Man, I just wonder, Sutter saying what he said about the Flames and their lack of elite scoring. I wonder how Lane Lambert feels. Honestly, and that is what's holding them back.
That was supposed to be the guy.
They have to address this. And they opened it up, like Barry Trotz did a great job. So they bring in Lane Lambert, and still their goals aren't that bad, but it's bottom third of the league, or it's like just top of the bottom third. It's not great. There's a team there. They're like one or two pieces away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird though. Like
That's like a really good team.
Is it just a matter of trade for shooters and you're in?
Well, I almost wonder, like a guy like, and they would hate, like, so first off, if they're willing to go after a guy like JT Miller, who, by the way, they're trying to rewrite the script on JT Miller in Vancouver. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I feel like I've been typecast. And the Vancouver Canucks organization are like, he's been typecast. Yeah. No, we've seen the replays, JT. You suck on defense and you don't care. And
also it's Friedman's fault.
it's Elliott's fault that you
Are we gonna talk about that?
You're
You
bad
should.
defensively. Okay.
We'll get to the Vancouver stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
there's a couple more things in the
But
Islanders.
if they're willing to go after a guy like that, part of me wonders, and you would think that where Columbus is, that they're going to hang on to him. But Patrick Laine is an interesting one because he is pure goal scoring and not the best on defense, although not horrendously bad. Like JT Miller is like spotlight bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy dang it's going to be a dang it's everything. So I wonder, and Luke clearly values some of that. I wonder if a Patrick Laine thing might work itself out, because I don't know that Columbus is totally thrilled with him. I don't know if they're going to fully resign him, if they want to pay him, if he's a part of their window, because now he's in his mid-20s.
He's 24, and they just gave out that contract where it's 8.7.
Laine is 24?
Yeah.
Wow.
8.7 for the next 4 years.
I
don't think.
That's pretty.
I don't think so.
And
I forget how young some of these guys are, man.
For sure, but I mean, he's been in six years, right?
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I just wondered if there was like someone like that who you're willing to accept they have defensive warts because the rest of the team can
I got a name
absorb
for you.
it. What do you got?
I got Vladimir Tarasenko.
He was rumored.
Who's being rumored to being shopped because St. Louis looks like they're going to be on the outside looking in by the playoff time. Might be a fit in the Island.
Why not?
If the Islanders think they're going to go for it, that's the thing. Like,
I think they should.
Well,
right?
They should.
I think-
it was like saying last week. I remember I tweeted last week about the Avs. They're apparently cards on the table. They're willing to go for it again. And at that point last week, they weren't even in a playoff spot. I'm like, take that bet if you're the Avs. Go for it.
Yeah.
And I think, I honestly, are the Islanders bad at anything else?
I don't really think so. I don't think a trade is going to make it's going to fix their offense. I think what the Islanders should do is become more of what they are. And I don't know how they would make this work, granted, but I think Ryan O'Reilly is a perfect fit.
You went for the other one.
But you got to generate goals.
The other teammate.
blue.
You do have to generate goals, though. How are you going to do that? Ryan O'Reilly's not had a good... Have you seen his stat line this year?
Win 2-1
Well, he's
games.
been out for most of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. Win
Been
2-1
injured.
games, baby. Win 2-1. That's what they're built to do.
Agreed.
And I just don't feel like you can go out and be like, here's our designated scorer. And then he just...
Well, Barzal's their designated store, and all you have to do is
He's a designated passer.
passer.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
I say Ryan O'Reilly's been out, but he's played 37 games, but he's been a little
Mm.
banged
Banged
up.
up?
He's injured right now, I should say.
That's why everybody who's like, I was hot and horny on the idea, and then I was like, and then I looked at...
Just beg your pardon?
Yeah, I was all about Ryan O'Reilly, and then I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just
Even-
don't know where he is injury-wise. You know?
Even a Taves, who can apparently be had for relatively cheap.
Yeah, they're saying a second, but Chicago won't accept that.
Well, just the
I think Tays is going to Winnipeg.
I think that's a
Let him go home.
interesting fit. What was I going to say? Taves for anything less than a first round pick is difficult to wrap my head around because we've seen all of Taves' career,
Mhm.
and it's so weird that both him and Kane.
It feels like a slap in the face.
Well,
If they
But
were
he's
to be
not
traded.
good. Okay. Like,
Reputation.
Okay, reputation
like a
aside,
first round pick.
and he'll be great in the playoffs, but like, he's a half a point a game player
On
You
the
need
Blackhawks.
those.
on the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Ah,
If the
He's
Islanders,
a minus 23 this year.
if any team out there wants to go for it, there are interesting pieces on the trade market. If it's Tarasenko or O'Reilly, if it's JT Miller, if Patrick, if they want to get rid of Patrick Laine, I don't know with that contract, but there's players
That's a
you
good
can
deal.
get right now.
I wonder if it's the year of the three-way trade.
Mhm.
Just
The thing
cap
I was
space and stuff.
the thing I was going to jump into actually right off the top of the show after the TikTok segment was who the Leafs have their eye on.
Let's do it.
Interesting.
And the Leafs apparently, according to Frank Zaravali, have their eye on Jake McCabe. If they want to get him at a $4 million price tag, which is what he makes, it was going to cost you a second round pick or a B-level prospect or maybe a combo of both. If you want to get him at $2 million, it's going to cost you a first rounder.
And Engvall. Like
And
they have to move somebody to make this cap stuff
Right.
work.
And I also think, what do we always say when so-and-so team has their eye on?
Okay. That they're just doing their job.
Because teams should have their eye on everybody, like Crosby.
Now, though, very interesting. So Dubas and Kekalainen were at yesterday's Canucks Blackhawks game.
Now, there is a prospects game.
Yes, there is a prospects game to put that fire out a little bit, but I do feel like it's noteworthy that Dubas was in the same building as those three. As Kekalainen, who has been one of his most common trade partners,
Mhm.
Kyle Davison,
Mhm.
they've made a trade together within the past year, and Patrick Alvin, who they have also made a trade together within the past year. That's how they got Travis Dermott. So I just find it very interesting that all four of them, I guess, were in the same building.
Another name that keeps coming up from odd sources is Gavrikov. And I know that the Oilers are for sure interested. The Leafs being interested in him doesn't make sense because it doesn't seem to fit their ethos.
The price is astronomical.
For-
I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
I don't think he's fine. It's fine.
Now, Dubas also, I mean, he certainly has a knack of getting guys who are like him, and they're good.
Sure. David Kampf.
David Kampf is the first name that came to mind. Almost every stat guy was like, I don't get this, I saw it. I'm like, I don't get this.
We didn't know who he was.
I remember going 1.5 million. What are we made of money? And now I'm like, Kyle, if you sign him to an 8-year deal, I'll kiss you on the mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's it's really difficult to judge how good, especially defensemen are
on a bad team,
garbage teams.
Yeah. And Taze, to give Taze some credit here, he's on a historically bad team right now. And of course he's a -23 because they're terrible.
Yeah.
They're so bad. The Canucks just lit them up.
Adam, I think while we're on the subject of players going places, you need to offer an apology and a correction for your New Jersey Devils reporting.
Yeah. I said the Devils were interested in Tyler Myers. It turned out to be Timo Meier.
Timo Meier.
Which is actually a really good fit.
Yeah.
Because Meier and Heischer were teammates for the Swiss national team.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no, I like your idea
I
better.
like my idea better. I like, as a Devils fan, Myers brings the compete level.
That was great.
Sandpaper.
It was great to listen back to because we're all like, Tyler Myers?
Yeah,
that
that's why I
doesn't make
brought it
any
up.
sense.
I was like, this is weird.
Well, it's going to happen.
Okay.
Brad Hunt, Sergei Samsonov. It's going to happen. No, so many names.
It's it's going to be an interesting time. There's a lot of like, so we're at the trade deadline spot where there's just names, and if this team were to give this up, this is what it might cost. There are no direct heated up links, and you aren't seeing any bidding wars quite yet. Like, really, like, have you seen one link? You're like, that's definitely, like last year, Evander Kane to the Oilers felt like it was staple that to the wall. It's happening. I don't feel like we have that yet. We're not quite crystallized to that point.
I have a sneaking feeling the next week is going to be big. There are going to be teams that want to get guys before the All-Star break,
Which is a good idea.
I think so. Or they orchestrate a deal and then they pull it off as soon as you come back from the All-Star break, like how they do with the World Juniors and sort of the OHL.
Yeah. The roster freeze is coming soon. So
it's coming soon. Do you know when it is?
No, I'll find out. Google.
Just feels like a lot of smoke. I'm wondering where the fire is.
NHL roster freeze.
I thought there was only roster freeze in December.
I think there is one around the All-Star break, but I don't know.
I don't think there is.
Really?
Yeah. No, I think you guys have that wrong.
Can you be traded at the All-Star game? Didn't that happen in the NBA?
Really?
Didn't that happen to DeMarcus Cousins?
I don't know.
Boogie? I don't know. Whatever.
Let me see. One more thing. No, I guess maybe it doesn't. I thought it did.
I think
Maybe
it's
it
only
doesn't.
the December one.
I just pulled up NHL.com. Can I read you this from December 17th, 2008?
How did this come up?
I don't know. It just came up in my Google results. The impending decision by free agent Matt Sundin on where he will continue his NHL career may be complicated slightly by the NHL's holiday roster freeze.
Awful.
He is reportedly weighing final offers from the Vancouver Canucks and New York Rangers.
I feel like I was at the Fan 590 when he decided to sign. I want to say it was at night. And everyone was in a tizzy, but not everyone was there on account of it was night.
Right.
So it was like the night host, like, oh, holy shit. All right. So we have the biggest hockey story in many a year.
Says that had he chosen to sign, if he chooses to sign with the Rangers, they will have to make a bunch of moves to fit him under the cap. And I bet back then the salary cap was probably like $50 million.
Oh, if that.
Crazy to think.
Isn't it wild that, like, no wonder the Leafs were shit for so long. Like,
They didn't get it.
they didn't get it, but they also had like a $75 million payroll. And then overnight, it's like, by the way, it's 42 and a half.
Yeah. And they didn't use, like, I remember they had compliance buyouts and stuff that you could use. And they didn't compliance buyout Mats. And
See, not the
what they
original
should've-
one.
The original one, I thought it did.
No, that was 2013. And they got like Grabo. I
I
think
thought
the
they had
original
compliance
one,
buyouts in the original one. I'm pretty sure they did. Because I remember you could buy out players, and I thought because like it was Sunday was making like 8, Belfour was making 6, and
They bought him out.
and they rolled the salaries back like 20% if you already had a pre-existing contract. But I think what they should have done is probably been like, listen, Mats, we're going to pay you the whole amount of money, we're going to buy you out, and then we're going to bring you back at a smaller amount.
They probably made that illegal. They probably made it so that
yes, you can't do that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so there's going to be a lot more kind of trade stuff, but I just thought it was interesting. Like Jake McCabe, Leafs have their eyes on him. Who would you say, and what would you say if you're Dubas now, as of today? What is the position you're looking for? Let's nail it down.
Someone asked me a really good question.
Not me then.
What? No, definitely not. It was, what do the Leafs need more? A left or a right D? And I thought
I
about
don't
it.
think they need D.
Like, well, and that was, I was kind of like, I don't know if they need it that bad.
They don't.
Maybe left
Here's what the Leafs need.
or right. I don't know. Like, if they can significantly improve at either position, you take it and then you push guys down the lineup. But how do you do that without breaking the bank?
Do you guys want me to read the compliance buyout stuff?
Yeah.
I
I'd
got
love
it
to
here
know.
before we jump into this conversation. So there was compliance buyouts after the 12-13 lockout.
Mhm.
It began 48 hours after the conclusion of the Stanley Cup and ended July 4th, 2013. The second NHL compliance buyout period was the next year. So June 2014 ran through June 30th, 2014. So there's 2 periods where you could do compliance buyouts after that lockout.
And some of those
13 and then 14.
Some of those buyouts are wild because you can still find them on Team's cap friendly page.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Brizgalov's is still going. Le
so-
Cavalier.
We have also in 04-05, there was unlimited compliance buyout.
Oh.
There's both situations.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a period from July 23rd to July 29th in 2005 when you could do unlimited compliance buyouts. I have a list here of some of the compliance buyouts you were talking about. Ilya Brizgalov. So that was a 14-year, $23 million contract. That was compliance bought out.
Like just the buyout.
Yeah, that was the contract.
23 million over 14 years. That's it.
Oh, I guess that was the amount that was bought out.
I think-
Yeah, that
yeah.
makes more sense.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it was a 14-year contract. $23 million was bought out. The Leafs compliance bought out Mike Komisarek in 2013 and Mikhail Grabovski, both of their
Good and bad.
contracts. David Booth was compliance bought out by the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Jovanovski by the Panthers. Scott Gomez and Thomas Coberley by the Canadians.
Really?
Yeah.
Caberlet?
Caberlet.
Okay.
That was 2013.
He's
Rick
done.
DiPietro.
That point.
Islanders, Wade Redden and Brad Richards by the Rangers.
Oh, Brad Richards was a huge one. DiPietro was a huge one.
Yeah,
It
Daniel
was a 15-year contract before
14.
it was bought out.
Daniel Briere of the Flyers. And those are kind of Steve Montador of the Blackhawks. Those are kind of the big names.
Yeah, well, Steve Montador also was like one of the big pro NHLPA guys throughout the lockout.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
just like what was that other guy's name on
Chris
Chicago?
Campoli.
Yeah, they
Yep.
just they if you were one of those guys who was outspoken, you didn't play again.
Mhm.
Because they were fringe guys anyway.
Alan Walsh has detailed that a couple
Yeah,
times.
should read the book
AP.
on. I honestly think you should read the book on Steve Montador.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people stay away from it because it's sad, and it is sad. But it actually kind of details some of the stuff about the NHL. You go, okay,
All right.
interesting.
And lastly, TSN 1050's Carlo Koliakovo
Oh,
was bought out by the Detroit Red Wings.
Ah, Carlo.
Good payday.
Yeah. I was so excited for him when he was drafted by the Leafs
mm-hmm.
because I was just like, the emperor of Italian names has been drafted by... Although Frank Corrado is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
TSN is really cornering that market.
And then Abergeezy came along and took the throne.
Yeah.
Nick Abreu, big old bunch of
Woodbridge.
consonants and and vowels and hands
I
like
feel,
this.
feel bad for Gord Miller given the conversation we had because he was the one who first said Abruzzese and like and people were like, that's not how you say it. And he's like, but that's how he wants it said.
I talked to his dad.
Yeah. I talked to the guy.
I when Bates Battaglia was with the Marlies,
Mhm.
I was like, "Hey, it's Battaglia, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, but please don't."
Wow.
Basically, like,
Is that Italian?
yeah, but Battaglia,
Oh, wow.
I could never figure out
wow.
what his background was.
Bates Battaglia. Well,
Well, we're all
I
saying
don't
it
know
wrong.
how Italian.
How would
the
you say
name
Bates
is?
Bates?
I mean, he could have. He could have.
What do I know?
One of his parents wasn't Italian.
Oh.
I don't know, like me. Oh, Glyn doesn't really work. You know? Oh,
Hey.
people were very upset about me calling Mark Giordano a spicy meatball.
Because they don't know you're Italian?
They didn't know, and they're like, "Oh, okay, fine."
Yeah. Hey, one of us.
Oh, Paisan, first minute goal. Let's go.
Hey, speaking of, did the Calgary Flames fans really need to boo Johnny Gaudreau?
Ah,
No. I'm serious. Let's look at the situation. Johnny Gaudreau did not get Calgary's real offer until like a minute before the deadline for him to become a free agent. They were messing around with him the summer before, going, Johnny, we'll offer you 8. We'll offer you 8.1. And at a certain point, you got to think, okay, well, if they're not really willing to offer me even 80%, 85% of market rate, then maybe I should consider somewhere else. And then he goes the entire season thinking about, well, what if I played somewhere else? Instead of thinking, I'm a Calgary Flame for life. And then they go, okay, fine. What did you want? Okay, we'll give you that. I don't blame him for going, you know what? I've moved on already.
Adam, that is a completely logical and fair point. But have you considered how fun it is in sports to say, you were wrong, you big idiot? Dude, Islanders fans, I mean, some of them were like, oh, you didn't let the team know and blah, blah, blah. But like, also don't let your captain, who's like the best center free agent in a generation, go to free agency maybe. But what made it so much better and what caused such a Metallica concert like frenzy for his return to the island is the Leafs were doing well. Islanders were doing even better.
Yeah.
You were wrong, you big idiot. We don't need you. You think they would have chanted that if they were in last? No.
Yeah.
But you look at the Flames, who are doing come see, come saw. They're not going to win the division or anything. But look at the Blue Jackets.
Well,
look at the state of them.
I just thought, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. The Blue Jackets are terrible. But we knew that. It wasn't like he signed there. He was like, I want to win a cup in Columbus this year. We knew they were going to miss the playoffs. We knew I don't know if we knew they were this bad, but they're pretty bad. And so also with the Flame, there was that Johnny Gaudreau sign, like, this is the face of a man who's not going to make the playoffs. And I'm like, yeah, you know that last week you guys were not in the playoffs either.
You might not make it either.
It doesn't make the sign incorrect.
Does not make the sign incorrect. Okay, my favorite form of chirping was people who taped over their Gaudreau jersey and just put Huber.
Yeah.
Hubert. And they just kept the O. I was a big fan of that.
That's very funny.
It's creative as hell. I love that.
That is very... See, that kind of stuff is fun. But like booing does have a connotation. I don't mind booing so much. Like some people I think are like, you should never boo ever. I'm like, no, fuck off. I'm a fan. I can boo when I want.
Right.
But I felt like there are times where booing is relevant. But it'd be like if Matt Sundin came back to Toronto and Toronto had already tried to trade him. We brought up Matt Sundin earlier. And we booed him.
That's so different.
It's
but
so
we didn't
different.
That's
because
so
when
different.
Sundin left, we were all sort of like, yeah, I don't know, fair. And there was a section of the fan base that, like Tavares, didn't forgive him for
I was pissed at him for not accepting the trade.
Yeah.
He should have gone to Philly.
Yeah.
And they should have got Jeff Carter in a
You
first
said
round pick.
Tavares. You mean Sundin?
Oh, the Sundin situation was more like Tavares.
Like Tavares that
Is
way.
what I mean.
People
you
were mad.
said
because-
pissed at Tavares for...
Oh, my bad.
Pissed
Pissed
at
at Sundin for that.
Yeah.
Whereas Gaudreau, it's like, hey, man, we won the division last year. Where the fuck are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like his whole thing was, I want to be close to my family and play in the States. Was it not?
Yes.
Did he not like detail that and then in his Players Tribune article? So like I could get I think Gaudreau did everything that he has, like he has the right to do that. So I think it's fair.
What if they're both right?
Like I think it's fair. And like, but as a fan, I think you have the right to boo him if you're like, you didn't want to stay here.
You left.
Yeah.
Freak
also, credit to Calgary fans, they clapped and cheered him during the video tribute.
Oh, that's nice.
And then booed him right after it ended.
You can't get more correct than that.
That is the right move. Okay.
They booed him right before the tribute started playing, and then they let the tribute play and clapped, and then they started booing him again.
If it was
That's
inappropriate, like there were some things floating around, oh, we should say this and we should chant that, and no, most fans were just like, boo. Oh, there's the video. Yay. Okay, now boo.
Thank you for your time here. Also, now you're playing against us.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're wearing the other team.
I didn't realize the tribute thing. I forgot the tribute thing. I just saw the booing thing. I want to also, there's a couple things I want to throw out there. First off, tonight, Barclay Goodrow and Austin Matthews will be mic'd up. So there's going to be a lot of throughout the
TNT
game.
broadcast? Is that what we're
TNT.
getting? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, because it's New York Rangers, so the Leafs can actually be featured on American broadcast.
Whoa.
I also want to ask you this, and I want you to play this video. This is from Teemu Solani's Instagram. Jesse, I'm going to throw it at you.
Oh, no.
And I want to know if this counts as tampering.
Oh, boy.
and you're gonna like this video. Teemu's got one of the best low-key senses of humor in the NHL, as far as I'm concerned. The guy's funny. He's charming. There's a lot going on there. And obviously, no disrespect to the Winnipeg Jets, but he's Anaheim Ducks for life, right? So,
Yeah?
so what do you think this video I'm about to show you does and says? Well, Jesse's getting set up.
Is he... Well, the Ducks are real bad. Is he talking about trading someone from the Ducks to the Jets?
No?
Someone from the Jets to the Ducks?
No?
I don't know. Someone should sign with the Ducks?
I don't know.
Someone should sign with the Jets.
It's about the Ducks. It is
Okay.
about the Ducks. It is not about the Jets. I can give you that.
Okay, let me see this.
Okay.
Let me see this.
All right.
Okay. You ready?
Ready. Play it.
All right, Ducks locker room here. A lot of great young players. And here's nobody here. You know what? I'm going to help you. Let's put the next year player here. There
Connor
you go.
Bedard.
Now we are ready. Welcome.
So
Does he work for the Ducks?
I don't know actually. So Teemu is in the dressing room if you're listening, and he's going to, Trevor Zegras, Troy Terry's looking at their lockers, and there's like an empty one, and he puts Connor Bedard on a piece of paper and puts it up on the thing.
Ah, that's funny. I don't even care if he works for the Ducks. Because you know why? Because he has no power over
Yes.
where Connor Bedard
Also,
goes.
don't you feel like if he works for the Ducks, of course he wants him to go to the Ducks.
Yeah, isn't it just implied that he wants a guy who might, honest to goodness, might be better than McDavid? Dude, he's crazy. Like, Bedard is wildly good. Wildly good. Maybe this is recency bias. I do not remember the hype being this fever pitch for McDavid. Or it's at very least equal.
Oh, I think it was equal. Because it was not just McDavid. It was McDavid Eichel.
It was McDavid Eichel, but I think what helped prop that up and the hysteria of all that is the Leafs and Oilers had ridiculously good chances of getting him.
Oh, yeah. And it almost came down like the Leafs were the other ball.
Oh!
They were the other ball. Now, hey, we ended up with Matthews. This is fine.
No, it was Mitch Marner.
I know, but like we got Marner and then Matthews. We would never have got Matthews if we'd got McDavid. We'd have been too good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys, here's a quote that's not getting, I'm moving on from this.
It doesn't look like Teemu Solani is a member of the Ducks organization in an official
So he can do whatever he
I
wants.
thought he was an agent. But I guess
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
Scott Niedermeyer, special advisor to hockey operations.
He also apparently runs a lot of junior teams in the area, like trains a lot of kids and stuff, which is cool.
Nice.
The NHL account occasionally tweets out things that I think because it's the NHL account, people actively are like, I'm not going to pay attention to that. Right?
Sure.
Because it's like, Gary Bettman's place.
Yeah.
But they do tweet out some useful stuff and some good gifs and some good stats.
Gary Bettman does not run the NHL Twitter
No, and I can guarantee you Gary Bettman doesn't have Twitter. But I love this. Occasionally you get a bizarro quote and not enough focus is put on it. And I want to credit Mikey Stevens for saying, hey, why isn't anyone making a big deal out of this? Now, before I get into it, Steve, can you please stand up and do your Jay Woodcroft stance?
Oh, okay.
Do your Jay Woodcroft stance, just to the side. He pops his butt a little more. He's a butt popper. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now sit back down. And what do you know about Vincent Desharnais?
He's a big right-handed, I think, defenseman for the Oilers. I want to say he's a rookie.
Yeah. So Jay Woodcroft says, we called him the Seaweed Man.
Yeah.
Because players have to swim through seaweed to get to our net. That's what Jay Woodcroft said about Vincent Desharnais.
What does that mean?
The Seaweed Man.
How does a nickname make a player worse? I feel like his play is about to plummet. Now that we all know he has the worst nickname in humanity.
The Seaweed Man.
The Seaweed Man. That's like friggin', was Paul Fenton?
I'm just pulling that up right now.
Really?
Matt Zuccarello is like a lizard with his stick.
Yeah, you know how lizards do with their stick?
If you watch the way he dissects the offensive zone in particular, I told him when I was talking to him that he's like a lizard. the way a lizard licks his tongue out and sticks it as far out as he can, and then retrieves whatever he's trying to get.
What does the seaweed man thing mean?
I guess swimming through seaweed it's not that difficult to swim through seaweed. By the way,
the front of the net is
you're just trying to get away. I don't know.
It's hard to get there.
Like seaweed's gross, but like you can still swim through it, no problem.
No, it's like a cartoon where it wraps around your ankle and then you drown. There were too many kids shows that convinced me seaweed was going to wrap around my ankle and I would drown.
Like quicksand.
Yeah.
And also there'd be razor blades in my Halloween candy.
That was just that was something that was perpetuated by just an old wives' tale, I think.
And I also had to be tremendously terrified of quicksand and also the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, big problems with the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah.
They should call them Bermuda because the front of the net is like the Bermuda Triangle. You don't even you can't enter it.
I like that. That actually works a lot better.
It does. Jay.
Also, the Loch Ness Monster was really big.
What if he gets me?
Yeah.
What if he swam to Lake Ontario?
I always thought Nessie was friendly, though.
I don't know. Is Nessie real?
I don't know. I don't know. We should ask Steve's wife.
There's the most dangerous thing about Loch Ness is the roads. That's the first place I ever saw a car flip over live.
Really?
Yeah, because the roads are wild. Absolutely wild. It's just full of locals like, speed up, and then you get, because it's like 3 feet wide,
right?
You get flipped.
And everybody's driving tiny cars.
I saw a guy actually climbing out of the window, and I was like, wow, that's wild. And
You've been to the town of Loch Ness.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but I saw it, and you keep looking at the water, and no, they're not there.
Sure is deep.
I bet.
It is apparently a weirdly deep lake.
Can you fish there?
But as a kid, you think this is going to be a problem in your everyday life.
Yeah, like, what if I step over there and I gotta swim?
Yeah.
And
what if I
it's freezing cold up there?
Yeah. It's the one lake in the whole world, and you're like, what?
That's the one scared. I gotta avoid.
Yeah.
Same with Bigfoot. Bigfoot was a big thing for a while.
But what if they get you?
But Bigfoot was so ridiculous because there are scarier animals that we know exist. Why did we have to be afraid
Canadian
of
goose.
the mythical one?
You want to be afraid of a real animal? Mountain lion. Those you will find out in the woods.
Damn.
Lynx, you will find that.
That would have been a
bear. You will find that.
A black bear. Yeah.
Black bears will run away from you. Grizzly bear, you're toast.
Grizzly bear.
You're done.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Vincent Desharnais he's like a lynx, which is like our mascot. So he's like Lynxy the Lynx or whatever their name is.
You want something scary? If the Oilers should do. You know that Bigfoot video where he's walking through the woods and he kind of looks to the side. That old one?
That's proof.
They should do that.
It's not a guy in a suit.
It's proof. It's for sure not a guy in a suit that he rented that weekend. They should do that with their Lynx cat because their mascot is still the most terrifying mascot in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Why does it have abs?
I don't know.
It doesn't need to have them.
No.
It's unnecessary.
Hunter the Lynx.
Hunter the... Look at that.
He's terrifying.
Hellcat. What is that?
Like he's got
Hunter for hire. Click to book Hunter for your next event.
You can book Hunter for an event?
Guys, if we ever go out to Edmonton for like a SDP night, and we need to do that, we have to book Hunter.
Yeah. And we must cover him in seaweed. We got to give him like a seaweed
man.
Hunter for hire, that phrase makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what it is.
That is... Look at that purge-ass outfit. That is horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
He's scary.
Mascots are supposed to be kid-friendly.
Yeah, Gritty.
I'm sure they are. He is.
Gritty has all sorts of
terrifying
gadgets and gizmos, and he's pointing at me, which appears to be an indication that I should enjoy the final moments of my life before I'm mauled.
I would be seriously worried about Hunter eating me alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I was like 7 years old.
Look at those teeth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at those eyes.
Just not as cuddly. I mean, even Gritty's like, I'm sure they could be scary to a super young kid, but like
Gritty's hilarious.
Gritty is hilarious.
You didn't need to have such
Youppi is
accurate
hilarious.
eyes. It's far too accurate of an animal. It's like the uncanny valley, but for a lynx. And some sort of prehistoric alarm bells are going off in my head. Take that off the screen.
Like him pointing at you
Please
is like,
stop.
I'm gonna eat you.
You're next.
I'm gonna eat you organs first before killing you.
Is
that what a lynx does?
Has JT Miller been pacing himself this entire year, and we're just too dumb to recognize it?
Yeah.
Well, listen. Now Rick Tocchet has come in, and they've actually come out and confirmed. The insiders have come out and they've all said, well, they brought in Rick Tocchet because JT Miller is a bit of a concern for the Vancouver Canucks because they're committed. Mm-hmm. And Rick Tocchet, as you might know from our last episode, was known as the Phil Kessel Whisperer. And
makes him a good assistant coach.
Yeah, made him a great assistant coach running the offense. But now he's the head coach, and you're a head coach. You don't want focusing on one player, but what's happened already is they realized they got a bit of a PR nightmare with JT Miller because he's outwardly frustrated. The highlights are damning. Like his defensive highlights, when you see, and I call them highlights, but when you see those GIFs, you can't run away from the fact that he is just not involved in a lot of plays.
He's shocking.
Shockingly bad. So now what Vancouver's going to do is they're going to spin. And what Rick Tocchet did, and I think this is quite a smart move if you're going to try to get people off of this, is I just don't think, this is what he said about Miller, I just don't think you can play those types of guys that many minutes, 24, 23 minutes. I don't think that's what we're looking to do here. So JT is put in positions, and maybe sometimes he's pacing himself. Now, they want you to believe.
Yeah, in the final minute with an empty net, he's pacing himself.
They want you to believe that a hockey player, 28 years old, in the best physical fitness you could possibly be, is that affected by an extra 4 minutes.
They really learned nothing from the Benning era. Shut up.
Right.
Stop talking. Remember for years, like we were on that since like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Stop putting Jim Benning in front of a mic. It's not fair to the guy. He can't say words well. He literally puts a bunch of them together and people go, that seems not good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all come to the consensus that it's not good.
Right.
And then the team's bad. Confirming that it is not good.
Daniel Wagner rightly points out, he said, for the record, in his article at vancouverisawesome.com, Miller is averaging 20:44 in ice time per game and has cracked the 23-minute mark 5 times this season.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's averaged 20 minutes and 42 seconds as of right now. And
sounds fair for a $8 million player.
Last night, he played 19 minutes and 16 seconds in the first game.
Totally normal.
Yeah, he was the boss. So it's about the same.
So Tocchet said, I'm not sure in today's game, if you win, you can play 24 minutes. Penalty kill, power play,
24?
6 on 5. He said, I think what happens is you get into the habit of pacing yourself. I've coached some elite players. Sidney Crosby plays 19 to 20 minutes a game. Now, to be fair to his comments, Miller is 12th among NHL forwards in ice time per game. But that could be a second or two, and he could, off that, he could be at 20th.
Yeah, he plays 19 to 20 minutes a game.
He makes $8 million.
He plays exactly where Tocchet wants him to play at.
Who's ahead of him?
I don't have that.
Also, he played a little on the PK. Like, he had a minute and a half shorthanded last night, and so Tocchet, I get it, game 1, but if that's your strategy, you're not really changing anything because that's how he's played so far.
Right, and I think he said
this is a bunch of words.
He said he did say that he's going to probably reduce his penalty kill time. Mm-hmm. And basically he said, I was an emotional player, but there's different emotion. It's okay to have emotion on the bench or tell your line mate, let's go. But I think when you're on the ice, you got to be careful of your body language. Emotion, if you're upset, doesn't mean, and this is not an indictment on JT, I'm just saying it's your body language. You can't stop back checking because you're mad at somebody. And that, to me, is the quote.
Dude, what a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. Oh, do we not think anyone in the Canucks organization over the last year was like, hey, maybe don't slam your stick and scream at your teammates all the time?
I'm sure somebody told them.
Yeah, no, Gaudreau was just like, just sort of showed up, got a paycheck.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
I doubt that highly.
Me too. Dude, he's one of the most visually shocking players in the NHL. And it's weird because I wouldn't be totally flabbergasted to see Miller have this resurgence because it's honest to goodness about effort. There are some players who just between the ears, they do not have both sides of the puck programmed well. and some guys are really good defensively, and they're also where offense goes to die, and some guys are really good offensively, and they just sort of get their wires crossed.
And you can develop on one side. Like Jack Hyman was always good on offensive side, but he had stone hands for the first couple of years in the league, and now he's like scoring all the time. He's amazing,
banging in.
Yeah,
and like Miller is like, we constantly see clips where, dude, do you know no radio or TV host in Toronto would have vocal cords left if a Leaf consistently played like that.
Right.
They would have been run out of town a long time ago. And we'd be calling for the general manager who signed him to an extension to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
But he just got here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare.
I'm going to give you a couple quotes, but I don't want to waste too much time on this.
Okay.
This is not Vancouver related, but we're going to move on. I don't want to waste too much time on this because of the source. Okay. And I know you're going to roll your eyes at me, but it's Gary Bettman, and I'm going to give you two quotes.
Oh.
First one is he said that nobody in the NHL tanks because of the weighted lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, everybody's like, oh, what? Does he think we're stupid? No, but what is he going to say? What's he going to say?
Certainly not the truth.
Certainly. No, why would he tell the truth?
No.
That's not his job. His job is to represent the NHL the best way possible. He's not going to tell the truth. Are you kidding me? When has the truth ever suited those guys? No way.
We should stop running his quotes.
But the one quote, maybe we should, but the one quote that does get to me that I think is actually damaging is every year or so, somebody asks him about Quebec City.
Oh, this one.
And last year, or like mid-pandemic, it was like 21, 22, somewhere in there, he said, the Quebec, I believe the premier of Quebec ran on a platform of he's going to try to get Quebec City back in the NHL.
Legault?
And said, Legault, I think it was Legault. And then he said, I'm going to get Gary Bettman on the phone and we're going to have a talk about this. So to satisfy that, because again, he also has the Montreal Canadiens in his jurisdiction, Gary was like, sure, I'll get on the phone with you. And they had a conversation about it. So Francois Legault lived up to his promise. Gary looks like the good guy. But every couple of years or so, Gary Bettman fucks with Quebecers. And this is the next one. He said, Gary Bettman, this is from Renaud Lavoie. Gary Bettman just said that Jeff Molson always told him he would be in favor of expansion in Quebec City if it happens one day.
Okay. Cool. That tells me absolutely nothing.
But
I think it just drives up the price of other markets.
You know that says nothing. But to a Quebec hockey fan who's not given that more than a glance, and I'm not saying if it was Ontario, if it was Boston, it doesn't matter where you're from. That might give you that shred of hope. And I think it's kind of shitty that they continue to go back to this. Gary doesn't want a team there. Jeremy Jacobs and the executive don't want a team there. Yeah. They don't believe it's a viable market. So I just wish they would say right now, Jeremy Jacobs, I'll give him credit. He at least said, I don't think the sponsorship dollars are there. I don't think the money's there. I think we'd be losing money. At least he said that.
Yeah.
Gary's like, well, hey, Quebec, listen.
Also, who gives a shit what the owner of the Bruins says?
Well, the owner of the Bruins is the head of the NHL executive.
This is the problem.
Right?
Right.
He's more powerful than Gary. It's Jeremy Jacobs, guys.
Oh, I know.
And he might be right, by the way. He might be absolutely bang on the money. There's no possible way we could make money on this, and we're going to end up in a mid-90s situation again. Winnipeg's a little bit different. They're a smaller city too, but they have the family that owns them is among the 50 richest in the world.
It almost feels like the more they talk about Quebec, the less likely it is to happen. Because maybe I'm misremembering, but it feels like the Winnipeg Jets went back to Winnipeg overnight.
Yes.
Overnight.
Yeah, that's because they found an owner.
That's how those things usually happen. If there's a lot of noise around something, it's not happening. Look at Hamilton and Jim Ball Silly. Like that's how the NHL, all these pro sports leagues hates when there's a lot of noise around this. And the reason Gary keeps perpetuating the idea that Quebec City is a viable market for an NHL team is that he needs a boogeyman to bully all of these cities that currently have an NHL team to spend money and build stadiums. That's what he needs. You need the boogeyman as the commissioner to be like, hey, if you don't get your shit together here in this market, we're going to move you and you can go somewhere else.
Kansas City, woo!
Yeah,
go back, woo!
As the commissioner, it's an evil strategy. Yeah. It's an evil thing to do, but that's what he needs. He needs to have this narrative play out for the next 100 years of this league so they can always have something and say, you know what? We're going to move you. there's a market there. Quebec City has the arena. The Vodadome or Vodafone Dome is right there. Yeah. It's ready to go. If you don't build an arena here with public money, we're going to move you. And he needs that boogeyman. So he's always going to say Quebec City is a market that they can move to.
Edmonton and Seattle. And then Calgary and Seattle. Yep. Oh, look, they expanded to Seattle.
Oh, crazy.
By the way, they're not moving any teams because there's too much money now in bringing new teams into the league.
Oh, yeah.
You're not moving franchises anymore. You're not moving cities anymore. All the big cities are taken care of.
Expanding to a 40-team league.
The reason the NFL did it was because there was no team in Vegas and there was no team in LA.
Yeah, you need the idea that it could happen, but it's never going to.
Never going to happen.
If anything, they expand, you know?
What happens to my body every time we read a Gary Bettman quote? It's like, you ever accidentally take nighttime medication during the day?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what happens. Really. I just shut down.
Well, I did. That's why I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I just wish, Gary, please stop fucking with Quebec. Lastly, before we get into Bachelor Buyouts, I just want to send a little
Buyouts.
less Bachelor Buyouts.
I like that.
Bachelor Bios, which we've been teasing for a while. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to do a little shout out to Adam Bishop, aka Drag Like Pull, for joining the Hurricanes as a data engineer. Congratulations to him. That's another thing. You were talking about the Vox Media layoffs, the SB Nation thing. Vox Media owns SB Nation. They cut all the NHL blogs, and those guys. Isn't he not one of those guys? Was he not a pension?
He
plan
was
puppet?
a long-time pension plan puppets guy. Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure.
And so, there's somebody that. How else would he have gotten the job if he hadn't a great body of work and developed a following? And 10 years ago, there were actual journalists saying this is never going to be a part of the game, and these guys are all getting hired. And it's those places that these people started, whether they continued on in media or they went to NHL front offices. There's been other guys.
Eric Tulsky, who hired him, was one of those guys.
Oh, was he?
I believe so. I can't remember.
And
where
there was
he wrote, Tyler Dello.
Tyler Dello.
Yeah.
It's a bummer when those things go away. And so, like anybody that asks, like, that's to me part of the whole ethos of what we're trying to do with Game Over. It's our small contribution, give people an opportunity to actually develop and become. We have some people with a ton of experience on there. We have some people with zero experience on there. And the whole point is, let's give people that platform to grow a following and kill it. And like they are.
Where are you supposed to start out?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore. Like, so many of the places I worked at or interned at are gone. They're gone.
I think at the end of the day, like that's sort of like I was saying to Steve and Jesse this weekend, and I wrote it on our Discord, my first 3 jobs that I had do not exist. The positions are gone. The companies are still there, but they're just cutting back. They're like, well, listen, we'll find, we don't care if you get developed. It's not our problem. That's 10 years from now's problem. And whereas back in the day, they did care a little bit more about development. So anyway, long story short, those blogs matter, streams matter. Support these young people coming up because one day they're going to be working for your favorite NHL team. Congratulations to Adam on that. It's amazing.
Older hobbyists, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
just big fans.
Look at the
hockey guy.
Oh, I know.
He's amazing.
He didn't need anybody.
Just did it.
Just did it. And became like bigger than Gretzky.
We should have him back. We should have him back on, especially with all this Vancouver saga. Like,
dude, there's been a lot of requests for that. I'd love to have him back.
Audie on Game Over Calgary got Nasher.
I know.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it.
That was sick.
I know that some of the Game Overs, like Edge has shown up. Ardo Cal from ESPN has shown up. Cabby from SN Bets, baby. It's been good. It's been real good. So I don't know. Long story short,
Travis
Yost, yes,
and soon to be. Not going to tell you. Tease.
Are you gonna make up for your missed appearance?
Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. I feel bad. Like Audie asked me to go on, but it was a Saturday night, so I'm like, you're not going to get me Saturday. And then I had to pull out of Winnipeg because I was violently ill. I threw up. And then an hour later, shot the LFR.
I'm joining Andrew on Game Over Montreal because I said if the Habs beat the Leafs once this year, I'll do the Hot Ones challenge.
Mm-hmm. You owe him.
And they beat him the first fucking game. And
then again,
stupid Leafs. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go do the Hot Ones challenge with Andrew.
What day is that?
I think it's in February. Whenever they play each other.
Is it the next one? Because
I'm pretty sure it's after the next one. Yeah, I don't even know what
each other
day
a couple times. Because we should hype that up. That's
we should.
If you're doing the Hot Ones challenge.
I've got the box of the hot sauces in my. Andrew ordered it to the house.
Please tell me you're taking the day off the next day.
I'm not. When do I get a day off?
Leafs Hab is Habs is Feb 18th. Is it that one?
That's probably the one.
That's shortly after the All-Star.
They also play April 8th.
I think it's the February.
Is the February one?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. That's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Couple
It's
weeks.
going to be a tough day the next day.
So you're going to do this around 10 o'clock at night and you're going to wake up around 4:30 or 5.
Yep.
You're out of your mind.
Well, listen, a bet's a bet. And by the way, every time Andrew and I make a bet, going back to the Jerkshire jersey, he wins. He always makes a good bet.
Oh my God, I know.
It's a Saturday.
It is
so
Saturday.
you can you'll sleep in all Sunday.
Hallelujah.
With your spicy poops.
Spicy poopies. All right, let's do the Bachelor Bios. Woo! Think you know which way it's going to go? The Canucks didn't.
Hey, and I don't when it comes to football.
Make your bet at Sports Interaction. We're on the road to the Super Bowl, and Sports Interaction has you covered pregame, live betting in all major sports, and of course, prop bets. You want to bet? You go to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN or check out the QR code in this video. You can click. Easy. Boom. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Our next product is pretty cool. It's Athletic Greens. Woo! If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, a stronger immune system, or just be more like Jesse, there's a really easy, natural way to do it, and that's Jesse's doing it too.
Makes
Athletic
you
Greens.
6'5"?
No, it doesn't.
It does not.
Also,
do
doesn't
that.
make you handsome. I tried that too. I'm sure,
Didn't
but
make me that.
what it does do is it gives you 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your recovery, your focus, and your aging. All the things. And by the way, it's keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. All of that. You can do all of it.
And by the way,
Mhm.
Lewis Hamilton drinks.
That's
it.
right.
Let's go.
So to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And all you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/SDP. That's athleticgreens.com/SDP to take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Hey, guys.
Hey.
You got goals this year?
Yeah.
What kind of goals
I
do
don't
you
know
have?
if he does.
You didn't sound convincing.
No.
on that.
Be as gorgeous as Adam Wilde.
Listen, Factor is here to help you. You can save time and energy. Have the energy you need to tackle everything on your to-do list with Factor's ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. Get Factor and not only skip the trip to the grocery store, but skip chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in 2 minutes, and all you have to do is heat and enjoy. And remember, no matter what the lifestyle it is, you can do it. They are calorie smart, vegan and veggie, protein plus, all on the menu each week, prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians. So each meal has all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied.
They always talk about this stuff for like, oh, if you're on the go and you don't have time to do this stuff, get Factor, you know?
Yeah.
But also just like if you're lazy like me, like it's awesome.
That is fair.
Like, what about the lazy person?
Yeah.
Oh, this is also great.
Yeah.
Valid.
I don't want to cook. I'm lazy.
We
Listen.
exist.
It's no lazy erasure here. Head to factor75.com/SDP60 and use the code SDP60 to get 60% off your first box. 60%? That's a lot.
That's so much.
That
That's a
code,
lot.
again, is SDP60 at factor75.com/SDP60 to get 60% off your first box. I prefer actually Bachelor Bios. I still prefer that. I feel like that was a better title.
Compliance Bachelor Bios.
All right, Jesse, what do we got for this season of The Bachelor?
The first episode actually aired on Monday.
Okay.
Of The Bachelor. Some people, I saw one tweet. I shouldn't say some people. I saw one tweet where somebody was saying they had a draft for The Bachelor this season. So you can do Bachelor fantasy leagues. So everybody picks contestants.
Why
That
aren't
is
we
a
doing
And
that?
then as they get
idea.
eliminated, you're trying to get the one that's left, right? This is pretty cool.
Oh,
We
Next
do.
season, man.
We could do it now if we really wanted to.
Isn't it too late, though? They've already got people knocked off.
No, like we can just write it down.
Okay.
Like if you,
I'd
if-
like to
if
do
we
one
really
through,
wanna
like,
do it.
with, like, some prizing, though, one day. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, I'm down to do it now, but I'm just saying one day, like, when you elevate this thing, get everybody in on it, do some prizing.
Adam doesn't want to do it.
So already I'm seeing an ocean of ladies,
Yeah,
but there's 2 guys in the top left.
yeah. That's the host, Jesse Palmer. And,
Well, that'll certainly.
Yeah,
do
they
it.
changed Monday morning quarterback Jesse Palmer is now.
Oh, that
And
is
then,
Jesse Palmer. Holy shit, I'm blind.
And he
Let
also
me
was a
put these
Bachelor.
on.
Zach Shallcross is the Bachelor. I read his bio a couple weeks ago, but I will read it again so you guys know who Zach is and who all of the lovely ladies will be fighting for.
So hold on, his name is Zach Shallcross?
Zach Shallcross.
So it's
Here
like,
is
hey, what do
his
we do
picture.
at the street? We shall cross.
We shall cross.
That's not
Woo!
good. All right, that was awful. We are all
see,
worse for that. What do you guys
because-
think of
no, we're
Zach
better.
and his face?
He
Got a good face, man. Good looking guy.
he gets shirts at the same store Adam does.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember he was wearing the same shirt that Adam was. We did the side by side. Yeah.
He
Better shape though, slightly.
Me and him are going for the same scruffy flickety dickety look.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's just got a little bit less muscle.
Here is a little on Zach.
You know?
After a heartbreaking departure from Gabby and Rachel's season of The Bachelorette,
Oh, who could forget?
Zach Shallcross's journey to find love will continue when he steps in as leading man for the upcoming 27th season of The Bachelor. Following an emotional realization about his future with Rachel, Shallcross won Bachelor Nation's affection when he made the difficult decision to end his journey on The Bachelorette. The charismatic California native will begin handing out roses this Monday, blah, blah, blah. Here's a little about him. An endearing 26-year-old tech executive from Anaheim Hills, California, Shallcross stole Bachelor Nation's heart on season 19 of The Bachelorette. His quiet charm, wit, and openness to find lasting love.
Okay.
A family man at heart, Shallcross splits time between Texas and Orange County. His parents, who have been married over 30 years, have shown him what true love looks like. He strives to find love, a love that echoes the standard they have set for him, and he plans to keep them in mind when looking for a life partner. Home is where the heart is, and with the Bachelor Mansion not too far away, Shallcross is eager to begin his journey back home in Southern California.
He's also a trained helicopter pilot because that is the only way to get around in Anaheim.
I'm so bored. I'm so bored by him already. Can we get to the women?
Now you know who they are all vying for. So
Okay.
have that in mind as we
Fine.
pick who we think is going to survive and who's going to win.
Okay.
All right. Allie, first up, we're going in alphabetical order. Allie, 26, a healthcare strategist from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
Here's her bio. With a beautiful smile and personality to match, Allie is a Southerner sweetheart ready to find love. Allie is a hopeless romantic and has even ended serious relationships because her exes weren't ready for the real deal.
Oh,
She's the full package.
Commitment.
Red flag.
She's the full package and is passionate about her work in healthcare as she is about Disneyland.
Anaheim.
She's at Disney. person.
Disneyland adults. Allie hopes Zach can match her energy and is excited to meet a man who's ready for marriage.
I
Nothing-
wonder, she's looking for a man who can show her the world.
Stop it.
Steve, this next line is for you.
Okay.
Nothing makes her happier than her golden doodle named Texas.
Pick her.
So hopefully Zach can handle a little puppy love because these two are a package deal.
Stop.
Allie is a proud collector of porcelain dolls. Allie went to the same high school as Beyonce. Allie loves broccolini but hates broccoli.
Okay. Last one was very strange.
So here's
Thoughts?
what I got to say. I got nothing against Disney adults. I saw a TikTok the other day though of somebody going to the Magic Kingdom and falling on their knees and crying in front of the big castle. And I love Disney World. I think it's fun, and I can't wait to take my kid there. But Disney adults are their own thing, and you're in or you're out, right? Disney adults are their own thing.
I might drop to my knees and cry if someone brought me to like a simulation of Valentine from Red Dead. And I could
But
be
not strawberry. There's nothing to do with strawberry.
rude to the locals. No, and it's a dry town.
Yeah, it stinks.
Fuck am I going to the Old West to be dry?
I think. I mean, listen. She sounds. I think the Disney thing would be. I think that there's nothing wrong with going to Disney World or whatever. Being obsessed with Disney World is a different thing.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what?
different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna. I think the writer did her an enormous favor. The writer of that bio did her an enormous favor because as soon as they say she's from Atlanta, I'm like, when do they refer to her as a Georgia peach? And
They
didn't.
usually do that.
They almost always do.
Always.
And they didn't.
Are Georgia peaches better than other peaches, or do we know that?
That's where peaches come from, man. I don't know.
Justin Bieber taught us that. I get my peaches out in Georgia. Next up is Anastasia.
I think there was a song before that, but yeah.
Nope. Justin Bieber invented peaches in Georgia. Not any of those beautiful soul songs from.
By the way,
from way back when.
You know that Journey song "Don't Stop Believing," where they're like born and raised in South Detroit. They asked him about that because South Detroit is technically Windsor. And there is no South Detroit.
Oh,
What do you mean?
So he's like, it just sounded good. He's like, I don't know. It wasn't. He's like, he wasn't going to say North Detroit. He's like, it's South Detroit sounded better.
West Detroit.
And yeah,
No, South is
South
much better.
Detroit sounds better. It just works. Anyway, thought I'd throw that out.
Anastasia. Content marketing. Write down your favorites, by the way.
Okay, oh.
If you have favorites, we'll come back to it.
I'm gonna drop the Disney adult, so I don't even remember. her
Yeah.
name.
Okay. Well, at the end, give me like your top three.
Okay,
Who you
got
think
it.
are going to win? Okay. Anastasia, 30, content marketing manager from San Diego, California.
Social media.
Home of the goals.
That's social media. Anastasia is really someone special. She comes from a big, loving Greek family and is ready to find love of her own. When it comes to finding a husband, Anastasia is looking for a mature man who has his life together and knows what he wants. In her free time, Anastasia enjoys watching the Harry Potter movies, visiting her family in Greece, and vibing out to Rufus Du Sol's music. Anastasia is done wasting time when it comes to dating and is ready to jump into love with both feet. Will Zach be the man to take the plunge with her? Anastasia loves animals but is intimidated by monkeys. Anastasia has always felt a strong connection to Cleopatra. Anastasia fears the day low-rise skinny jeans become fashionable again.
That's a fair point. Okay, so let me just say this. Love the big family thing. Big families are fun. Unless they're not, and then they're really not. You know what I'm talking about. But what was the thing directly after the big family line? Can you please repeat that?
Directly after the big family line.
She's a Georgia peach.
She comes from a big, loving Greek family and is ready to find love of her own. When it comes to finding a husband, Anastasia is looking for a mature man who has his life together and knows what he wants.
Boom. Hey, let me pause you there.
Yeah, this might.
Here's my issue with that.
Sure.
From being in the dating pool fairly recently. Okay. Although it was, I guess, a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
What I found when I was dating was if people said, I want a man who knows what they want, it usually meant I want a man who wants what I want.
I know what I want, and I want you to know what I want.
If you don't want, and I think men do this too, if you don't want what I want, then you don't know what you want.
Also, like, with all due respect to Zach, ma'am, this is a game show.
Yeah.
I don't think he has his shit together.
Also, can you
ma'am?
the thing about dating is, like, I understand people get tired of like random aimless dates for sure, but you can't force this stuff.
No.
You cannot force this. You kind of have to just let it develop. So I'm ready to jump in with both feet. I guess that's what The Bachelor is, but that's a lot of pressure, you know?
It is a lot of pressure.
I mean, that bio stunk. I feel like I know less about her than before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
All right,
Steve, all right.
Anastasia's
All right,
out.
moving on.
Ariel, marketing executive from New York, New York. Concrete jungles, where dreams are made of.
Okay.
All right. Wet dream tomato. Ariel is a thrill seeker, and here at The Bachelor, thrill she will find. Ariel is adventurous, sophisticated, unapologetically herself, and is looking for a man who can match her energy. Ariel comes from a big, loving Ukrainian family and is looking to find love like her parents have. She is a woman of the world and has traveled everywhere, from Europe to Asia to South America and more. When she's not jet-setting, she loves exploring her hometown of New York City by going on long walks listening to SZA. Ariel is truly hoping that Zach will be her perfect match. Fun facts about Ariel. Ariel loves to read Architectural Digest. Ariel doesn't do tarantulas under any circumstance. Dancing to ABBA makes Ariel smile.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
I got to give it to the writer again.
Yeah.
The dude lives next to Disney World. Her name is Ariel, and you didn't make a mermaid reference.
Oh,
you didn't do it. You didn't take the bait. That was a good one.
Yo, listen,
That was a good
I
bio.
also want to say this. If you're an adult and you don't like the songs of ABBA, shut up, you're lying. Those are the hookiest songs. Every pop music song since then has been based on what ABBA did.
Yeah.
They are forerunners on everything. And I'm tired of the ABBA hate. Straight up, you like ABBA, shut up.
You've never been around your Scottish mother-in-law when she's several Bacardi 151s deep and ABBA comes on.
Which song? It can't be Dancing Queen.
It's 100%
Is it Dancing Queen? Oh my
See
God.
that? Good. None of the words are actually words. Watch this. My mother-in-law has a genuine just disrespect for the English language.
Well, that's what the Scottish dialect is.
No,
isn't it?
it's just her.
It's just her?
Just her. My father-in-law has like his I'm talking to my fellow Scotsman voice, and then I'm talking to my son-in-law voice. She once referred to Aurora Borealis as Roly Poly Alice. And I was just like, what? Beg your pardon? Mm-hmm. What?
I thought the whole point of a Scotsman was to butcher the English.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
No, her tongue is a skeen-do.
There you go.
And just...
Next
up, we have
language.
Bailey looks like she's from Nashville, Tennessee, and she is.
She does.
She is an executive recruiter, 27.
Almost all of them so far have job titles where I don't know what you do.
Bailey is the perfect combination of of loving and loyal. Mm. She is truly ready to settle down and meet her dream man.
I believe her because they put the word truly.
Bailey isn't on dating apps because she says she's not looking to date around. She is ready to find the one and thinks The Bachelor is the perfect place to do just that.
Yeah?
Bailey is passionate about health and wellness and hopes to one day own her own business in the wellness world. Ooh, Gwyneth Paltrow vibes. She loves traveling. I added that. She loves traveling and going on an adventure and hopes Zach is also looking for an adventure buddy. Bailey is extremely down to earth, gets along with everyone, and hopes her future husband will bring a similar energy to their relationship. Fun facts about Bailey. Bailey would love to be a professional skydiver. Bailey likes her margaritas spicy.
Oh, yes. Nashville.
Yeah.
Bailey named her dog Charlie after Charlie Brown.
I love it.
Already my favorite.
Yep. What? Spicy margs, and I love a spicy marg, and I love skydiving.
Adam.
Yeah.
Of all people.
Yeah.
This wasn't a red flag to you?
What was?
I like Charlie Brown.
Bailey is passionate about health and wellness. That screams to me. It's Saturday morning in July.
Nope.
I'm going out for a run.
Have fun.
Adam, my husband, you're coming with me.
Nope. You can't make me do that. If you had that, by the way, if you had that in your bio on Bumble, not that you really cared if I swiped right on you, but that's an instant left. That is an instant nah for me. I don't want to get up early on the weekends. I get up early all week. I can work out in the afternoon. I might not.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'm taking a lot from one line, but
that's you're right, Jesse. There's a good point. But I like the spicy marks and I like the skydiving. I can take it.
I'm forgetting the names. Who was the last one?
Ariel.
Yeah, I like her best so far.
Keep going, Jess.
All right, we'll go to the next bio.
We'll do a couple more, and then we could probably save some for tomorrow. If you want.
What?
Oh yeah, we're recording tomorrow.
Splitting it?
Yeah. Shouldn't we?
We need quite a few more because there's like 30. There's
okay.
30 girls.
Well, how many do you want to do?
Let's get to 15.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to be here a long time.
Okay.
Do that.
There's 30.
Okay.
Becca.
I have to drive home in a snowstorm.
Let's keep going.
Did the bees,
Let's go faster.
the TikTok bee guy say it's going to snow?
TikTok bee guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The neighbor bee guy.
The snow on the way here said it was going to snow.
No, I didn't know what the bees said in Niagara. All right, Becca, 25, nursing student from Burbank, California.
Boom! First one, I can clearly tell you what she does.
Becca is incredible, is the first line. She is a nursing student who also has always put others before herself and dedicates her life to helping people. She comes from a close-knit Mexican-American family and was raised by her mom, who she says is the person she loves most in the world. Oh. When it comes to what she wants in a partner, Becca is looking for someone she has a natural chemistry with who isn't afraid to be goofy sometimes.
Hey.
She is hoping to meet a man who is loyal, honest, supportive as she is. Fun facts, being outdoors relaxes Becca. Becca is a sucker for forbidden romance novels, and Becca wore a lot of beanies in high school and gave off a skater girl vibe.
Man, she was really doing so well.
I think she's actually seems pretty cool.
Yeah, but the fun facts were the opposite.
Yeah, but name a nurse that doesn't put everybody before themselves. Name one that you've ever known.
Damn,
And all she's asking for is somebody who's supportive and loyal. Everything else you can make up along the way. I like that.
Oh, we might have a new front runner.
I know. I'm into Becca. Down with Becca.
Also, she's 25, a nursing student. When did she begin, when did she begin nursing school?
I don't know, man.
Probably
lot of
at the
information.
worst
Doesn't
time
say-
in human history to.
Oh,
friggin-
you mean COVID? I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. All right, let's move on to the next one because Steve's not going to get out of here until snow o'clock.
Brianna, 24, entrepreneur,
have no idea.
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Okay.
Brianna is a boss woman looking to add some love to her life. She is smart, entrepreneurial, and creative. Adam's already out.
Oh boy, there's that word twice in very short order.
She owns a successful beauty company at just 24 years old.
There's a little bit of context.
Brianna is giving CEO vibes. CEO vibes. Sorry, that's-
Oh, okay. I'm
Now-
not going to hold the writing against her.
No.
No, the
She
writer
didn't.
the writer put that in.
Yeah.
Boo.
All right. Now that her career is in such a good spot, she seems to have everything in place except for a man. Brianna is a woman of the world and even lived in Paris for a few years growing up. She is looking for a ride or die partner with whom she can travel to new places. Brianna has high expectations, but she's truly hopeful that Zach could be the man for her. Fun fact.
Truly.
Brianna hopes to go cage diving with sharks one day.
Okay, sick.
Ah.
Brianna created her own language as a child. Brianna does not do Netflix and chill.
Okay. But you mean with a stranger or at all?
It does not specify.
Like, what does that mean?
You can Netflix and chill with your partner.
Like, you don't watch TV, or you don't.
Or you don't like to have sex after you watch TV.
We're asking a lot
Right?
of questions.
I don't know. There's a lot of ambiguities here, but here's what get the thing, and I don't know what this
Again.
person. I listen to all these, and
More
I don't know what
detail.
anybody looks like. I have no
I
idea
can
what this
turn
person.
the computer.
Okay.
This is Brianna.
Okay.
What do you mean
Wow.
you don't know what they look like? Look.
She's an absolute knockout.
No,
The
Adam's,
one thing
They,
that-
Adam's
they
doing
all
this-
are. They're reality
I know,
TV
yeah,
show
you're right.
stars.
Wow.
They're all very
I just
Come
want to
on.
say, I
Adam's
do.
doing this properly, though.
I do want to say I am doing this properly. You're not supposed to look, but
okay.
the thing that freaks me out, and you can call me bad for this, is the boss, like the boss bee thing.
The CEO.
CEO.
That's fine, but it's more like, hey, boss babe. You know, it reminds me of MLMs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You just
You know, like when you see those TikToks, it's like, oh, I accidentally boss babe too close to the sun.
red flags can be withdrawn
Sure.
when you get more information.
Yeah,
So right now you're doing like a
I can't blame
like
the
a
writing on her.
half-mast red flag.
Yeah, I'm worried about the boss babe thing because if you say that in real life, I cringe a little. Not that I have a problem. Like all of my bosses are women, but I just there's something
What are you
about
saying,
that.
Adam?
You know what I'm saying.
That's
You know what I'm saying.
That's such
It's
a
just
good
that
point. Like it reads fine,
Yeah.
I guess, but like I've never once heard someone refer to themselves as that in person.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Brooklyn. 25, rodeo racer. Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay, let's see how many rodeo things that can fit into this bio.
Brooklyn is a rodeo country girl
One.
ready to saddle up for the love story of a lifetime.
John Dutton.
At just 13 years old, Brooklyn discovered her passion for horse barrel racing
3.
and went on to study animal science. One day, she dreams of being a professional rodeo cowgirl and
4.
horse trainer. But now, Brooklyn works as a lab designer for an oral surgery practice where she custom designs teeth for life-changing dental procedures.
You're not going to believe this.
Zach, get ready to say cheese and show off those pearly
Can I see
whites.
what she looks like?
Yeah,
Because I swear to you, I dated a woman exactly like this.
Did you date her?
Dental hygienist, barrel racer, literally a barrel racer.
Was her name Brooklyn? That should
No, her
help.
name was not Brooklyn.
Did you date Brooklyn
No, I didn't date Brooklyn, but I
from Stillwater, Oklahoma?
like when I was in Calgary, I dated somebody who was a barrel, like somebody who literally did
that.
trick horse, all the trick riding and all that stuff. Grew up on a farm, had it like one of her pets growing up was a goose. It would meet her. It would meet her at the school bus when it dropped her off at the Oh yeah,
So Brooklyn's number one for you.
absolutely.
Because you've already dated
She's awesome.
her.
I love it.
You've dated her.
Yeah, absolutely. Brooklyn.
Let me finish her
Sorry,
bio.
I thought you were done.
No.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Zach, get ready to say cheese and show off those pearly whites. Brooklyn hasn't had the easiest path when it comes to her relationship history, so she's ready for a fresh start with The Bachelor.
Ambiguous.
Fun facts, Brooklyn would love to be able...
Last line. Will
I
Zach
was
be the
gonna
perfect cowboy? 5 rodeo things.
Fun facts, Brooklyn would love to be able to teleport. Brooklyn
Preach.
is a two-stepping pro. Brooklyn loves to start her day with a delicious breakfast burrito.
I interpret that as she is also a bad dancer. So I'm pretending to be Zach. So if we can be bad dancers together, then I think we're cute.
The breakfast burritos key. Those are so good.
I feel like you guys are big on Brooklyn here.
Big on Brooklyn.
Pretty good.
All right. Well, what about Cara? Cara is a corporate recruiter from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 27.
I think it's Kara.
Cara?
I would say Kara.
How about we have to get through these. Do you want to get home alive? Let Jesse read.
Cara is as ambitious and driven as she is beautiful.
Damn.
She really has her life figured out. From her career to her social media. But there's one major piece missing. A husband.
Oh, nuts.
Cara has tried dating apps and being set up, but she is way more excited about this new, unique opportunity to find love with Zach. We are 2 sentences in, and they haven't really told us anything about Cara.
Yeah. We are more than halfway through this bio.
When she isn't hustling in the office, she's jamming out to Justin Bieber while walking around New York City. But it says she's from Pittsburgh, which I guess she lives in New York. Cara is hoping to meet an ambitious and intelligent man and hopes she feels sparks flying with Zach.
Easily the worst bio so far.
Yep, that was awful.
That was I didn't.
What
do we know about
nothing?
Her? She likes Justin Bieber.
That's an NPC.
Wow. All right. Her fun facts: nothing upsets Cara more than seeing garbage on the sidewalk. Cara loves Christmas music. Cara is not a good cook, but she is great at assembling meals.
That is hands down the worst bio.
Yeah. Do we know really
anything
what
about
kind
her?
of person Cara is?
It's dry.
None.
It's
Wow.
dry.
None. I feel like I know more from her picture. Like, there's something about that's a powerful pose. The hand up
Yeah.
at the chin.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like a Steve Jobs pose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's confident. Look at that confidence. That I feel like
Yeah.
I feel
there's
like
some
I know
confidence
her
there.
more from that photo than I do
Yep.
from
Yep.
the word salad. Yummy, yummy.
Sheer disappointment there, Bachelor Bios. Let's get to Kat.
Yeah, see, that's not her fault though, unless she had to write it herself.
Yeah, I assume you give them information, then they write it, and she didn't give them anything
Gave them
interesting.
nothing.
All right, Kat, who is certainly not a dog.
Hey.
That wasn't- Let's see if it's in the bio. Kat's 26, a dancer from New York, New York. When it comes to living life to the fullest, Kat likes to just go for it. Kat is a free spirit who isn't afraid to be silly and always tries to keep up a positive attitude. Kat loves living in New York City. She is passionate about dancing and enjoys a picnic in the park. Cheese and crackers in Central Park with Kat sounds like a dreamy one-on-one date to us. Kat is ready to find someone who accepts her for who she is and will make her a priority. Kat believes true love is within reach, and we hope she's right.
It's like they wrote these in order and are starting to get tired. Like, I'm serious.
Yeah, there isn't a lot to that. Not a lot to chew on, right?
That's so funny. Kat loves hot dogs. Kat doesn't do dinner dates.
Done.
Kat
the
was
biggest red flag of them all.
Kat was a sailing instructor in high school. She dreams of sailing around the world.
What do you do for date though? Is it just coffee?
She doesn't do dinner
Like,
dates.
what if you're married? You're not going to go out for dinner?
No. Screw you.
Is it just the movie,
Yeah.
or do you go for a walk? Like, what if you're
there's
hungry?
other things. We can go bowling.
It's like I'd like to eat something. No, you can't.
What about before bowling? What
Sorry.
about the fuel before? No.
That's a very strange thing to put in there.
Yeah.
Instant no.
I'm curious if there's anybody else listening who's like, hey, I don't do dinner dates either, and here's why. If you
Going
did,
out for dinner is one of my favorite things.
oh, I
Yep,
love
me
it.
too.
It's the best.
Especially because, like, as a kid, we never did as a family because we didn't have money to do that. So, like, as an adult, being able to go out to restaurants is so cool to me.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. Wouldn't trade anything for that. All right. So the next up is Charity, 26, child and family therapist from Columbus, Georgia. There's a Columbus, Georgia. It's easy to see what makes Charity such a great catch. With a smile that lights up the room, a great career, and a sweet personality to match, Charity is the total package. The Georgia beauty takes her name as a call to love and care for people and has built her life on that purpose. Charity is a mental health therapist and is extremely passionate about helping people live their best lives. Now, she is ready to receive the love she gives to so many others.
This is a big bio.
Yeah.
Charity hopes her future husband is honest, loyal, and shares similar morals. She says she is really excited to meet Zach and thinks the two of them could be a perfect match on paper. Time will tell if they're also a perfect match in person. Charity's all-time favorite movie is The Notebook. Charity wants to move to Walt Disney World one day. Charity throws a mean axe. Oh no.
We were doing really well.
It was so good.
You lost me at the Walt Disney.
Oh, Charity.
We were doing really
By the
well.
way,
happened?
I do want to throw out there that ABC owns the rights to The Bachelor. They are also owned by the Disney Corporation. So anybody that's a Disney adult, they're like, come on down.
Yep.
Oh no. Okay, so we missed the first episode. Did anyone like make their debut like in Disney costume?
Usually they don't do that.
No.
They do goofy things, but they don't do like dress like Goofy.
This
You know
next
what I'm
one
saying?
is my least favorite.
Here we go.
Hate her job.
Speaking of, we missed the first episode. If there is a viral moment that comes out of this season of The Bachelor, send it to us, any of us, or at STV Sports on Twitter, and we'll play it on the show and we'll react to it and see if some of our favorite contestants are in that moment. It'll be fun. So yeah, send it if you're watching. All right, Christina Mandrell, 26, content creator from Nashville. She's stepping on your territories.
Yeah, boo. No, content creators are bad people. Boo.
Content creator from Nashville, Tennessee. Christina is ready for her perfect fairy tale love story. She is a mom to her amazing 5-year-old daughter, Blakely, who she lives to make happy. Since getting divorced, Christina has been searching for her perfect man, but must be selective since she and her daughter are in this together. Christina is looking for a partner she can trust unconditionally and is open-minded to whatever life throws their way. Will Christina get the fairy tale ending that she has always wanted with Zach? Fun facts. Christina wants to learn how to hula dance.
That's not a thing.
Christina
Knows how to hula dance. That is a thing. Christina wants to learn how to hula dance is not a thing. There are lots of things I would love to learn. That's not a thing.
That's not a fun fact about you.
It's not a fun fact.
That's funny. Christina considers herself a grandma to her daughter's pet turtle. Christina's favorite sport is CrossFit.
I don't think CrossFitters call that
Adam, that's what Christina looks like.
Again, every one of these women is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they're on TV.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's and he's stunning too. They're all gorgeous. It's ridiculous.
Zach's fine. He'd be middle of the pack in this room.
Oh yeah,
Am I right, boys?
Only if he sat in the middle of the pack.
Am I right, boys?
Does he have a Lambo? What do you guys think of Christina?
Is he in his 20s? All right.
I think that if your favorite sport's CrossFit, we're probably not going to be a match. But I don't know. She seemed fine. There wasn't a lot there. Like
the divorce thing is
oh yeah,
big.
listen,
she's the first divorce contestant we've had come across.
Perfect match, Adam.
Also, the first one with a child. Yeah, Adam, you should be loving this.
Full marks to her, and I understand what she means when she says, like, you got to be careful. Yeah. You really do have to be careful. It's dating is a whole different ballgame with a kid, and you got to know for a while. You got to know for a while before you even introduce them.
They, I feel like contestants, and that's what they are, contestants on a game show.
Yep.
They tend to at least last a week.
Yes.
When they have a very clearly defined brand, and hers is mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divorced mom.
Divorced mom, and the only mom as far as
that we've gotten to so far. Yeah, and 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's
It's a good age. It's a good age.
Is it?
Yeah, because they play on their own. It's great.
That's a good age.
3.5 is a good age. Everly is now playing on her own. And
Nice.
it's fun because I can get a little work done while she's doing that.
Jesse, I want to know how you pronounce this.
Davia.
Really?
All right.
What are you gonna tell me?
Well, I was thinking Davia.
How about we don't worry about it?
I don't know. I've never seen that name.
I'm gonna go with Davia. I'm probably wrong, but Davia is a 25-year-old marketing manager from Charleston, South Carolina. Davia is a bold and strong woman who is ready for Mr. Right.
Well, it's Mr. Shallcross, though. You're in the wrong place.
That was last season.
Hey!
Get a map.
While Davia's life hasn't always been easy, she's always persevered, and is ready to receive the love she has given to so many others in her life. Davia loves dancing, listening to Lizzo, and reading romance novels like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
I need to know her favorite Lizzo song. That's very important.
Davia is ready for marriage and wants it soon. She is looking for an honest man who will prioritize their relationship above all else. Hope you're ready, Zach. Fun facts about Davia? No one has helped Davia through breakups more than Taylor Swift.
Oh, no.
Davia-
Oh, boy.
Davia could live on oysters. Davia says she can out-burp anyone.
Wow, those two fun facts back to back are rough.
What do you mean?
It's just big oyster breath.
What? I didn't even think of that.
As someone who also burps big and loves oysters, I certainly wouldn't advertise that.
What?
If I were trying to find love,
Oysters are supposed
I
to be an
can burp
aphrodisiac.
big and it's going to smell like seafood.
It's oysters are an aphrodisiac. That's a good thing.
The fuck?
Yeah, but
They are.
yeah.
How would you
Does
know, Adam?
Natalie like have a bunch of oysters and then go bleh? no, bleh. Like that?
Not yet. She hasn't done that yet.
No. Why is Gabby's picture blurry?
That's the picture they uploaded. They uploaded a blurry picture. Whoever's running their website needs to get their act
Next
together.
one.
They did Gabby dirty.
Gabby, who spells her name like my girlfriend in a weird way. She's Gabi, 25, account executive from Pittsford, Vermont. How many people live in Pittsford?
Pittsford.
It's got to be a small
That's
town.
made up.
You mean Pittsburgh? No, I don't.
Imagine.
You've never been to Vermont, huh?
That's like a made up name for a city from a show that is very obviously based in the United States but won't say it.
Yeah. Yep.
Ah, man. Love being from Pittsford.
Gabby is ready to find the one. She comes from a very loving family, and her parents' marriage has been the blueprint for the kind of love she hopes to find. Gabby wants an honest, outdoorsy man who will always put her first. While it may take a little time for Gabby to come out of her shell, once she does, Zach will learn that she's adventurous, loyal, and driven. Gabby is so ready for marriage that she even has her dream wedding venue picked out in Italy on Lake Como.
I thought she
Lake
might
Como?
be
How am I saying?
Lago di Como.
Oh my
Lake-
goodness!
Lake
Oh,
Oh, you said that real spicy.
we all day.
One more time.
Lago di Como, which
Nice.
is Lake Como.
Dominic DeCoco.
That's where. That's where the.
Margareti.
That's where.
Margareti.
It's not it's not bruschetta. It's bruschetta. That's what I was told.
Bruschetta.
My mom's Italian boyfriend.
Hope Zach is ready for a destination wedding.
And like the woman before this, break some wind.
Gabby's favorite Kardashian is Chris.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Gabby loves to tailgate. Gabby hopes
Tailgating's fun.
to own her own Pilates studio one day. Those are two very different things.
Yeah, but I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's too many of these bios. All the fun facts are the same and not fun. So that's a good profile.
Yeah. We could do better on the fun facts, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we need to sharpen up the fun facts section of this site.
Her hair has incredible volume.
How many more to go to, Jesse?
We could pause for today.
Okay,
I
let's
think we
pause
should.
for today.
Was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So
Okay.
almost halfway there.
We're going to get them all tomorrow. Because I could feel Steve's anxiety
Yeah, he wants
rising
to
by
beat
the
the
minute.
snow.
He's like, I got to get out of here before
Tina
the snow.
is channeling her anxiety through me.
Tina does have a little bit of an anxious pull on young Steven.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you know how many driving lessons she gave me? One.
Really?
What?
How did it go?
She kept reaching for like the middle, and I'm like, Mom, like I'm driving here. Like you can't.
She was
do
trying to
that."
reach for the steering wheel.
Well, I don't know if it was the steering wheel or I don't know. Some sort of fight or flight reflex kicked in, and I had to be like, Dad, can you do it? And that wasn't much more fun, but it was more safe.
All right, Jesse, let's wrap it up. Tomorrow we'll be back with another show. And of course, don't forget we're joining you at the Mansion Bar in Kingston. Yes, there will be a recorded show on site there. So even if you're not there physically, we will actually release a show and it'll be fun.
Wear the Brian Leach jersey tonight at the game.
Brian Leafs, more
I
like.
won't because the Leafs are gonna win.
The Steve Dangle Podcast.
Powered by Sports Interaction. Want to bet?
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.